you deserve inspiration. And so, what I would love for us to discuss today that hits the heart of what I feel is safety, democracy, and quite frankly, our dignity. Now, in the last few days or in the last week, what I find so ironic is that we celebrated the 24th. And when I say celebrate, let me replace that word with we acknowledge the 24th anniversary of 9/11, which took place obviously on September 11th, 2001. And what I noticed is wherever you were when you either read or heard about the planes that hit the Twin Towers, aka the World Trade Center, when the Pentagon was hit, as well as Flight 93 that made the emergency landing, which ultimately killed all the passengers on the flight. As it was targeting the White House, it went down in Pennsylvania. We all remember, if we were alive then, where we were and how we felt. What amazes me is that we as a country reacted in a very unified, nonpartisan, human way. And now, fast forward, when tragedies in this country occur, there is more division, there's more politics. And so, what amazes me is that in just the past few days, I'm reading headlines that read Black Democratic politicians, which, by the way, are elected officials that were chosen by the people, have been receiving bomb threats. This was just a recent headline that came out from the New York Times today. Not just Black Democratic politicians are being threatened, but last week I was on the phone, and I'm not going to share this person's name, but this person is very well known in Milwaukee. They now reside in Atlanta. And they were sharing with me how they just had to get off the phone, or I'm sorry, they had to make a phone call to their child's vice chancellor of student affairs and basically ask, do I need to come and pick up my child? Just dropped off their child for an experience of learning at a predominantly historically Black college. Now, some threats are being labeled credible, some non-credible, but let's be real. When someone threatens your life, your family, or your community's sacred institutions, and I'm going to replace the word your with our, because I have, am, and always will be Black. The intention is terror. Period. So when we come back from break, the Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. We got a lot to unpack. In addition to the threats on HBCUs, and I'm going to get into those specific HBCUs, the reactions And more importantly, Truth Nation, I want to ask you this question today. What does it say about where we are as a nation when leaders of color and our institutions of higher learning are targeted in this way? When, based on what I saw, we had nothing to do with this. And more importantly, how do we respond? Because a lot of us, and that's valid, are not responding due to fear. Some are responding with action. But I'm asking you, what does it say about where we are as a country? Again, 833-212-1017. You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I am your guest host this afternoon. Yours truly, DT, the effective communication coach. Let us know how you feel. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do I dare even answer this man's call?
Sure. Are you there?
I ain't even answered the damn call yet, man. Bob, keep this on. Bob, listen to me. Keep this on the subject matter, and if you can, we can't take your call, man. You distracted.
Okay, now look. Since you don't listen to Linda about getting married, at least take that thing around your neck to push when something happens.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Talk to these people in terms of, how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person, depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
All right, y'all, we are back. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see y'all on YouTube. SE, what's going on, sis? I see you. Information Man Show. I love that name. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Information Man Show. Ma the Elephant. My boo. I'm just reading. Butterscotch Barbie, the cousin sum of the day, legendary DT in the building. Good afternoon to you, Ma the Elephant. I appreciate the love. You always make me smile. That one guy, yo, right back at you. And I love how now when people are absent, everybody's like, are they good? I know that's right, y'all. That's valid because we didn't have a lot of changes. Yes, Dr. Ken is all right. Matter of fact, if you stay tuned in, 6 to 8, there's going to be a simulcast, or I should say a recording from our show last night. So Dr. Ken and I, we co-host The Truth Unfiltered live on our sister station, WTMJ, from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. He's on assignment. I'm just backfilling, y'all. He will be back tomorrow. But guess what? Your girl DT is coming home. I'll be in Milwaukee next week. And I will be co-hosting as well as hosting all next week on The Truth. So make sure you stay locked in to the best radio station on planet Earth. And y'all remember, this is the only station that you're going to get live consecutive hours of Milwaukee Black Talk Radio. So again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. And like I said before, if you're just joining us from break, we've been talking about y'all, I'm telling you, I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to go there. But what I will talk about is the reality of threats being made to our institutions of historically Black colleges and universities, HBCUs. Yeah, in 2025, y'all, our colleges and universities are being threatened. Bombs. Our Black Democratic elected officials, politicians are being threatened. This is sending a clear message. And one of the messages that I'm really frustrated with is that our babies, our students, our future leaders, and excuse my language when I say this, we ain't sending our children to college, especially when the campus is predominantly filled with students that look like each other, to be threatened. Black excellence is to be nurtured. Are y'all with me? It is to be nurtured on our HBCU campuses. So as far as I'm concerned, as a mother, as a community advocate and leader, as an American citizen, this is way bigger than politics. This is about who is entitled to speak freely and who is not. And even when we don't speak, democracy is null and void. Who decides what's making these threats credible or not? Because in addition to the targeting of Black leadership, your vice president, J.D. Vance, on his podcast today, is planning a broad crackdown on liberal groups. I'm not making this up. You can go to whitehouse.gov. You can go to the New York Times. And I know some of us, well, the New York Times, that is a liberal left-wing media platform. Okay, we'll go to whitehouse.gov. Listen to Vice President J.D. Vance's podcast himself. I'm just paying attention to the words, which are very strong, crackdown. What does that even mean? And where do we draw the line between protecting the public and where do we go, y'all? The White House and the White House allies are saying there is a left-wing network funding and inciting violence. And based on that, this is an existential threat. Here's what the reporting also suggests. So far, the evidence for a coordinated liberal violence fomenting network is thin, shadowy, and largely alleged. Stick around, y'all, because we're going to continue to dig into what we know, what we don't, and what all of this might mean for democracy. Let's start with that. For activism, and for free speech. If you've got a story, if you've got a concern, I want you to weigh in. I want to hear from you. Let's get started. Our Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. I'm going to go to the Truth Talking text line and see what's going on, but we definitely want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I am yours truly, DT, the effective communication coach, filling in for Dr. Ken as he is on assignment today. We will be back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.
Check.
The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
Well, looks like things are still slowing slowing down through the zoo interchange onto 894 southbound. Left lane is blocked with a crash right about at National Avenue. So just watch out for the delays, pretty much kicking in at Blue Mound Road all the way down through the zoo. It's also affecting your ride 94 eastbound from before Highway 100 to get onto 894. Beyond that, though, 92nd Street all the way through past Hawley Road. We've got some delays there with a broken down vehicle at 68th Street blocking the left lane. The westbound side slowing down out of the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road and southbound 43. A little slow right past Silver Spring and then back on the brakes from North Avenue down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 77 at the lake, 83 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Green Bay Packers lead the NFC North at 2-0 after wins over Detroit and Washington. They'll head to Cleveland next Sunday to face the Browns at noon. The Brewers win their series against the Cardinals but lose the final game of the series 3-2.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. Riley O'Brien avenges his blown save from yesterday, closes the door on the Brewers today. Your final 3-2, St. Louis.
The Crew will now host the Angels for a 3-game set. Brewers sit at 91-59 atop the MLB. Badger football fell to Alabama 38-14. The Badgers are now 2-1 on the season and will head back home to face Maryland next Saturday. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good afternoon. It is Monday, September 15th, 2025. You are listening live to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I am your guest host for the next hour and a half. It's your girl DT, the effective communication coach. How can citizens, American citizens, ensure checks and balances when it comes to protecting our safety? Let me just set up why I asked that question. Now, over this past week, at least 6 HBCUs, and for those that are not familiar with the acronym HBCU, it stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. Now, of these 6, included were Alabama State University, Hampton University, and Virginia State University. All of these HBCUs last week received threats resulting in campus lockdowns. Oh, not just campus lockdowns, class cancellations. So basically, our students weren't learning, and combined with not learning, they have to operate in fear. They have to have parents who just dropped their students off to now have to navigate through, is my child safe? As I'm writing this check with a whole lot of zeros for my child's tuition. There were even shelter-in-place orders, y'all, in reaction to what happened last week. And again, I told y'all, I'm not saying the individual's name. The first reaction, I will say, as a human being, as a woman of faith, and as a Christian, was my heart. It goes out to the babies that will no longer have a father, because there's no coming back from death. I'm just trying to understand how we got here. And during the same week that we acknowledged the 24th anniversary of 9/11, where the reaction was completely opposite of what we are reading, hearing, and even witnessing. And it's scary for many of us. Because even when we don't have anything to do with anything, we are at the forefront of the threats and the attacks and our safety being compromised. So has one side in America's ideological divide abused the label incitement to silence critics before? At what moment does activism become dangerous? Or is the danger always in the eye of the beholder? These questions are what is directly tied to both accountability and oversight. Because we have a vice president who on the podcast today said we have to crack down on liberal groups. What makes a liberal group? What's the definition of that? And when you say crack down, what does that mean? These are threats. And so I'm just trying to understand what that means and why has the FBI labeled these threats against historically Black colleges and universities that were put on lockdown as some were credible, some were not, some were hoaxes. Now, the FBI has also said they're taking these very seriously, but make no mistake of this. We have a lot of work to do. And if you think that because you may or may not have a student, or you may not have a student attending an HBCU, this is not your problem, please think again, because all Black students, whether they attend an HBCU or a predominantly white institution of higher learning, Black students need to be protected. Black students need to be protected across all colleges and universities here in the U.S. Because here's the thing with certain leaders that are driven by power. The first thing you have to do is control a population. And in order to control a population, you have to do what? You got to put in that fear. Because if I'm feared, or if I'm scared, then I'm vulnerable. And if I'm vulnerable, I'm susceptible to believe whatever. And so please mark my word when I say this. We have to consider the source, the credibility, and in the wake of the tragic event that happened last week, where do we go from here? 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talking text line. John on our Truth Talking text line says, good afternoon. This is John Fletcher from EPU Personal Self-Defense System, LLC. The best way we handle this is to stay focused and strong on whatever your mission is, and don't be distracted by all the nonsense. It will drive you crazy. The system is working perfectly for them. Stay blessed, DT. Thank you, John. Appreciate the kind words, and thank you for your input. So when you say, John, the best way to handle this is to stay focused and strong, what does that mean? What does that entail? Give me some steps. Because as someone who has their own security and self-defense system business, I would love to hear what are some ways that you recommend or suggest that we as a community handle this in terms of staying focused and staying strong. Because sometimes when I hear people say, you're in my thoughts, you're in my prayers, or let's keep this community in our thoughts and prayers, I love it. I appreciate it. But I need us to be a little bit more specific. What does that mean? 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talking text line. And as we are reading and hearing more about the reactions, the threats, the law enforcement response, the escalation, there's a lot of serious implications that are being taken on. Especially when it comes to free speech. The word for the day is control. That is what I am witnessing. That's what I'm seeing, is acts of control. And if that's the case, then what makes this country great? If I, as an American citizen, tax-paying, law-abiding, registered to vote, born natural citizen, descendant of slavery, what am I supposed to do? And a lot of us are asking those questions. Avery on our YouTube message board says we are united in hate and anger instead of being united in love. I hear you, Avery. I hear you loud and clear. Because that's all I'm trying to do, y'all. I'm not perfect. By any means, not even close. I don't even try to be. But what I do try is to make sure that I treat people the way that I want to be treated. And that's just not what I'm seeing today. We're going to get into a lot of the realities that we are currently as a community navigating, including Black unemployment. For the second straight or consecutive month, Black unemployment has reached its highest level in this country since the pandemic of 2020. So let me put this in perspective, because y'all a little quiet today. And that's cool. I appreciate maybe you just want to listen today. Sometimes, look, Denise, I've been talking all day. I've been in meetings all day, or I'm about to go to work. I just want to listen. I want to listen to learn and listen to understand. I get it. However, what I don't want anyone to feel as part of Truth Nation is that your voice is not valuable. Because we are starting to go back 50 years where we're scared to speak. We are afraid to state our perspective, our opinion, and rightfully so. The question is that what the intention is? Because in addition to being threatened, we don't have jobs. And for the younger people, the younger generations, they even have it worse. So when we come back from our next break, we're going to get into the headline that Black unemployment continues to rise and is rising for the second straight month, reaching its highest level since the pandemic. Now, if you are not allowed to speak, especially when it comes to those of us that are employed. And then we got to worry about, on top of that, that Black folks, generally speaking, in this country are not working. What's that say? Is it about layoffs, hitting Black workers first and rehiring us last? Is it about the industries where we are most represented? Or is it about a system that still hasn't addressed the inequities that we've been talking about and naming for decades? Because when we talk about this race that we run every day for equality, democracy, and I share this with my white colleagues, my white friends, my white associates. You may be telling me that you're running the same race as I am. I stand in solidarity with the Black community. Thank you so much. We appreciate your allyship. But it's hard to measure equality when our starting point in the race is 20 yards behind your starting point. But yet we got to run faster to keep up. That's exhausting. 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talking text line. You don't even have to say who you are. But if you want to vent, if you want to release, just get some stuff off your chest. Your girl DT, I got your back. I'm here. We're going to be here for another hour and some change. Because I'm not here to just rattle off a bunch of stats and pump any Kool-Aid in your heart. For those that were born and raised or grew up in the 90s, you know what that means. I want to know how this is showing up in your life. We need to talk about this. What are we seeing with our friends, our family, our neighbors? Because if Black unemployment is climbing and if Black people are being targeted, then the real story isn't about numbers. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. This is your girl DT. As Dr. Ken is on assignment, we'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
You know, it's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas or visit mso.org.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Truth Talking text line is blowing up. Thank goodness y'all heard, because I was like, y'all out there? Look, we got Lisa, Shy, and John, our Truth Talking text line. So we're going to go straight to y'all because your voice is valuable and it deserves to be heard. If you're just tuning in, good afternoon. It is Monday, September 15th, 2025. This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I am your guest host for today. Yours truly, your girl DT, the effective communication coach. Let's go straight to our Truth Talking text line. Lisa, you are live with your girl DT. We have been talking about the aftermath of last week's tragic events and how it's impacting our community. What is your question or comment?
Hi, Denise. I'm not feeling too good, but the black community. First of all, we don't know no Charlie Kurt, whatever his name is. I thought it was an actor. Next, move on. That's white people news. That's not a problem. So we don't care about the guy. And Denise, black people still on vacation. They've been on vacation since they voted. So I understand what John's saying. We've been on vacation. They FAFO. They found out y'all voted for them. So now you're going to find out what's going on. I understand what John is saying. They're doing all these scare tactics and everything. Now, come on now. Denise, we be like, come on, you want to do something? You threaten me? Okay, you can do all the threats you want, but when you swing, it's something different. Now, if they want to hurt us, they will have hurt us. They would have hurt our kids. But they're taking what they're doing over in the White House, they're taking our eyes off what's really going on. Well, I mean, look, it was funny how they didn't show you guys, but the white man was protesting, we have to fight or something. Who you gonna fight? We didn't kill that man. We didn't, unalive that man. Your people unalived him. So who you gonna fight? That ain't no fight. We don't have anything to do with it. We sitting back, and those that do vote, they waiting until it's time to vote. They're on vacation right now. I know the economy is at its worst. But, we survived COVID-19, and as we do, we're going to take care of each other. These kids nowadays, look, they're not afraid to die. They'll tell you in a minute, I'm not afraid to die. If you think that by us being unemployed, if you think we're going to go work at your farms and, get your chickens or whatever and do, it's not going to work. No, we're not going that far. So we're not going to go back to the 1950s because I'm still trying to understand and say, make America
Lisa
great
said,
again.
no, ma'am, not
great?
today. Lisa, thank you so much for your call. I appreciate it. And what I really want to underscore that you shared, Lisa, is that this is not our fight. And sometimes we got to be reminded of when to jump in and when to stay in our lane. So Lisa, thank you for that. We're going to go to our next call. The Truth Talking text line is blowing up, y'all. 833-212-1017. Shy, you are live with your girl DT on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. What is your question or comment?
Hey, Denise. Hey. I'm out in the scene. I had moved out. When I see what the stuff going on, like the street stuff, what they was doing the donuts in the street is so crazy. To me, it's my opinion on it. I think that it's a high rise, a lot of racism down there. That's all over with employment. And there's not a lot of African Americans that I'm old school now. There's not a lot for them to do. They got there's not a lot of stuff going on. I mean, they're doing all that crazy stuff. I mean, people are scared. The people don't want to do nothing. They're selling drugs. I go down there just to go down there and visit. I'm in Racine, and it's just so crazy. I'm just venting, and I love our community, but it's like, and I've been out to different jobs. They're not hiring. They're hiring a lot of fast food restaurants, but I'll just keep it real. Whether America wants to see it's racist. A lot of racists. They don't. A lot of these white people don't want to speak to you. They got their earbuds in, and there's not a lot to do. And then a lot of people got guns. I just tell y'all people, I had about a month ago, I got a gun pulled on me, and it's sad out there. And thank God I'm still here. It's ridiculous that we live in a society like that. And I hear people, oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot this dude. This is crazy. God did not make us humans to kill one another. He wants us to love. We're in a selfish time now where people don't care. They don't care about nothing about themselves, about their earbuds, and they don't want to hear you. So, and it's not. I don't know what it's going to do. There's not a lot to do down there. I see them, and I don't know what's going to happen with these school shootings, everything going on. So I just pray for the world. I just hope we get better. I hope we can come back, like you said, in the 80s and 90s, and people can start helping people. People need help. Homeless people, I know homeless people. I help the homeless people out when I can too. That's what I do, because I figure my higher power will help me. So, man, I wish we had something, and I wish they would, and employers, hire our African American.
What's shot? I appreciate your call, because everything that you're saying, especially regarding prayer, because at this point, like you said, and that's what really troubles me is, and we're going to talk about this more. So I really appreciate, Shy, what you shared. When did we stop appreciating different perspectives? Our Truth Talking text line continues to blow up. We're going to go back to our Truth Talking text line. But when we come back, after we hear from John and Al, we come back at the top of the hour. I want to share with y'all a quote from the late, great James Baldwin. And I'm going to share this quote for everybody who's listening, because I know we have a lot of valuable non-Black listeners that tune in to listen and learn. And I'm going to share with you a quote from James Baldwin. And for those that don't know who James Baldwin is, please Google and get acquainted with that incredible human being. All right, John, thank you so much for your patience. You are live with DT on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris as he's on assignment. What is your question or comment, John?
Thanks for taking the call. I just wanted to clear up what not clear up. Just give you some more examples of what I said when I sent that text in. Right? To me, this whole thing is designed to do what it's designed to do. Keep you distracted. They're trying to set you up, like in football, like the person that does a foul doesn't necessarily get called for it. They wait for the retaliation and call it on the second person, right? So what I mean by our people, and there's no one specific formula on how to fix your problems. But what you can do is stay focused on what you were doing and what you're trying to accomplish, right? They have the nonsense. They have the trap set up. They want you to get involved. It's obviously, even when we stay to the left, they still try to drag us in somehow. Just like the you said before. It was these were white men that did this. What do we have to do with it, right? But other narratives are being thrown in. That's how you know it's a system and it's the way they're trying to do things. I know. Thank you for hearing me. That's all I had to say. I have a whole lot to talk about, but I want to give other people a chance to talk.
Well, John, hold on, brother, because you're dropping some gems. I'm loving what you're saying. My question is, when you say stay focused, how do we stay focused? Give us some recommendations on what that looks like and feels like.
Well, what I mean by stay focused is, right, a lot of people are taking this and they're getting discouraged. You know, they don't know what to do. They think the world is coming to an end, or I feel like I can't do, or I can't accomplish what I want to accomplish because they're systematically trying to change everything. They're playing chess, right? So as Black folks, as Black people, you have to stay focused, meaning if you have a career that you want to do, stay focused in doing that. Whatever your focus is, that's why I say it's broad. There's not like one exact thing. But the thing you can do is better yourself, right? Better yourself, take care of yourself, and accomplish what you need to accomplish. And don't get caught up in all of this back and forth. The laws are going to change. They're systematically trying to get you to move, to do things so they can say, hey, see what I'm saying? There they go over here doing this, so we got to bring this in. But you got to stay out of that and stay focused on what you were doing. If that's getting a degree, if that's going to school, graduating, if that's just living your life the best you can live it, that's what I mean by stay focused. A short amount of time, if that answers the question.
There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about, John. That's what I needed. And that's what we needed to hear from leaders like yourself. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the encouragement. When we come back, we're going to go straight back to our Truth Talking text line. We're going to hear from our beloved Al. So make sure you stay locked in. At the top of the hour, we're going to get into Black unemployment. Again, it's happening. It's increasing. Is this all part of the plan? Because remember that memo that everybody was like, oh, that's just a document. Remember Project 25? Mm-hmm. So when we come back, we're going to get into that. Also, we're going to give you some updates. The most recent court ruling regarding Lisa Cook, the Federal Reserve governor who was fired by President Trump. The latest with that. Also, a recent poll has found that there is a decline in belief that Blacks and Asians in this country face racial discrimination. So the Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. Our Truth Talking text line has been blowing up. We so appreciate you, your listenership, your viewership on YouTube. Stay locked in for the second hour of The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. This is your guest host, your girl, DT, as Dr. Ken is on assignment, and we'll be back tomorrow. Stay locked in.
What up, Truth Nation? It's Kyle Walls, and I'm broadcasting live from Tsunami Express Car Wash at Midtown on Tuesday, September 16th from noon until 1. Come ride the wave and kick off your week with a clean ride and good vibes. I'll be at 5209 West Fond du Lac Avenue, holding it down live at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Again, that's Tuesday, September 16th, Truth to Power from 12 until 1, live from Tsunami Express Car Wash at Midtown Milwaukee. Wash, chill, repeat.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Day 1, diagnosis day, the hardest day, the day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But
in
answer
there,
my
and
question,
it's
though.
not there.
Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
This is the DT Takeover, y'all. DT is taking over Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, who is on assignment. I was having a little bit of a laugh earlier because, as you know, here on The Truth, we've had some changes. Change is inevitable. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change rubs you the wrong way. Either way, I promise on my mama, Dr. Ken will be back tomorrow, and I appreciate everyone's love and support. Anytime that I'm guest hosting or guest co-hosting, I love y'all. I love the love that y'all give me. It reminds me, as one of our earlier callers said, on what to focus on. All right, y'all, let's go straight to this. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much. I hope that you are having a good day, a good start to the new week, and you had a great weekend. Black unemployment continues to rise in this country. For the second consecutive month in a row, Black unemployment, Black Americans are losing jobs. They're being demoted. They're being terminated. They're not being recruited. Let's start with some data here, y'all. Okay. Let me break this down. Lean in for 1 second. And I need everybody to lean in. Please. As of 2023, 48.3 million people identify as Black alone or in combination, meaning that I'm majority Black. I may have a non-Black parent, but I identify as Black. 48.3 million. As of August of this year, the Black labor force participation rate was the following: 62.6%. That's the percentage of Black or African American civilian non-institutional population that is working or seeking work. 57.9% is the percentage of Black civilian non-institutional population that is employed. Yes, that's right, Truth Nation. There are more non-working Black Americans than there are working. So if 62.6% of the 48.3 million Black people are in the labor force, again, that's around 30.2 million, give or take, who are working or actively looking for work. And of those, the ratio suggests that roughly 28 million Black people, you already know. That's a lot. How am I supposed to feel like I'm a human being, that I'm a provider, that I am a beneficiary of the American dream, if I'm literally part of a demographic that just based on my physical appearance is telling me, before they even look at my resume, my credentials, my trajectory, my experiences, that I'm not qualified just based on my physical appearance? Let that sink in for a second. DE&I, diversity, equity, inclusion, was never, ever about us. I want to be clear. We were not the primary beneficiaries of any DE&I initiative. So to be labeled as a DE&I hire, or to be targeted as incompetent. Crystal, thank you for your patience. You are live with your girl DT. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I'm your guest host. You are live. What is your question or comment?
I do have a comment today, and thank you. I've been listening to you. What really hurts me most about all this stuff is like that guy getting killed. What his name? I don't. Like, I really sympathize with him, his family, and everything. But when a Black person, something
I'm not
happens,
saying his name,
like,
sis. I'm not saying his name, but we know who you're talking about.
Okay. They don't care. Like, they want us to care, and I do. But it hurts me because they don't care at all about us. Like, if somebody dies, so what? You know, it's like, how come we have to care? And another comment. I was getting ready to make. How come people can make all kind of comments on social media? They can say you're you're a monkey, anything they feel like, and nobody is getting fired at all for it. Nobody's going to get fired for slandering us on social media. So why is it that now all of a sudden people getting fired for making comments?
Crystal, why do you think that is?
And that's all I have. I don't, I just think that they just don't care, and people just want to
keep it real.
Us, and they just been doing it for so long. It's like a normal thing. Like, I've been working all my life. My father was self-employed. He had been on welfare. I work and work and work. I ain't never had no food stamp. I mean, it just hurt me because how come they just can't judge people at all? Not judge them or individual. Because some of the stuff that some white people do, I'll never do. Some stuff a Black person do, I'll never do. Hate just coming from all directions, and I just want to love everybody. I'm just feeling like just hate. I'm ready like, oh, Triore, where you at? I'm ready to go. I need an escape. I just don't want to have anything to do. I'm study watching him over there. What's his name? Abraham Triore. I'm like, where's my passport? I want to escape anything that, I grew up in church, and I don't like none of this. I just feel like what makes me mad, love me like I love you. What you want me to it's hard to love somebody when they don't love you. It's hard to mourn somebody's death when you know if you die or nobody, that's not kind of, it's be like, well, one gone, if a Black shooter, one gone and one in jail, two, we got a twofer. It's like that. So it's very hard to be sympathetic with somebody that you know doesn't like you, doesn't care if you die, doesn't care if you eat or not, doesn't care about nothing about you. And all of it's out of my nature to be like that. I'm trying my best to still, like anything you guys do, we're going to get you. We're going to make sure you stay poor, and nobody want to take responsibility for what they're doing. It's like, we're not even racist. We're not. And the job I got, I run into it all the time. Like, all the time, I'm like, nobody cares. The weak is going to fall to the wayside. I feel like if you run
Crystal,
around
thank you so much for your call. And I hate to interject, Crystal. I have to, because this is a live show. We got other callers, but let me just say this before we go to Al. And Al, thank you so much for your patience. And if y'all are in YouTube, y'all see me keep wiping my brow. Crystal's pain that you heard in her voice, and I'm learning to be more vulnerable, because for a lot of Black women, we are conditioned to not be vulnerable because we don't want to be seen as stirring up trouble. And we got to be strong for everybody else. Let me be clear that the pain, the frustration, the disappointment, the hurt that you heard from Crystal is a signature feeling for many Black women in this country, as well as Black people in general. And when Crystal said, I just want to be good, I don't understand why I'm supposed to love somebody who doesn't love me, who actually uses words to say that you mean nothing to me. It's hard. And we as Black people have always been conditioned to forgive. Please, y'all stay with me. We have been conditioned to forgive, to turn the other cheek, while being punched on the other cheek. And so what Crystal is experiencing, and again, Crystal, please forgive me for having to interject, because again, I know you understand why I had to do that, because we got other callers. So let's go to Al. And I have not forgot about James Baldwin. And I'm also going to share with you why I refuse, or why I choose not to say that individual's name. I'm going to let y'all know here in a second. Al, brother, I love you. Thank you so much for holding. You're live with DT on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken. What is your question or comment?
My comment is we're going to keep it 100. Nobody can keep you poor, number one. Number two, you got to have some hustle to your game. So you got to stop thinking the white man way. When you think that way, you won't have a job. But if you think your way, you will always be employed. Furthermore, can't no prayer help these ignorant bastards who's using Christianity to hate. These are mediocre white men who have a fetish with Black people. They have everything they want, and they're still not satisfied. They're still the child molesters. They're still the terrorist shooters. They're still the thieves. So what is the problem? What is the problem? So you have to understand the kind of people that we are dealing with. They have been gaslighted. They've been programmed. This is not your problem. You overcome the problem by becoming the Laurie season to the recipe, okay? Don't turn the other cheek. Don't be the bigger person. If they don't want to talk to you, see you, don't want to do you, call me when you don't have to say it's too long. Goodbye. And I want all you to remember this. If you pull away the crust from the pie, you will see all the rot. And that's why they're mad, because their truth is coming out. They got killed by their own. They were Republicans. So why do they keep putting Black people in their stuff? And you know why they keep putting Black people in their stuff? Because they want to deal with struggle. And also, DT, I wanted to share with you, if you go to lawsuit.org, they are the leaders in looking up transgenders, porn, soft top, femboy, ladyboy, everything they hate, they want to touch, including Blacks. Have a good day, and have a double shot of scotch on the rocks, because I haven't had mine yet. Toodles.
Thank you, Al. Well, first of all, I'm not a brown liquor person, but we can have that conversation next time I see you, Al. Al, thank you again so much for your call. When we come back from break, we want to continue to hear from you. Our Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. Before we break, I just want to leave you with this. A famous famous author, activist, and just brilliant man by the name of James Baldwin. I want to share with you a quote, and this is where I'm going to leave you. And when we come back, I'm going to get into also why I'm choosing not to say the person's name. James Baldwin said, "We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist." This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I am your guest host this afternoon, DT, the effective communication coach. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do I dare even answer this man's call?
Sure. Are you there?
I ain't even answered the damn call yet, man. Bob, keep this on. Bob, listen to me. Keep this on the subject matter, and if you can, we can't take your call, man. You distracted.
Okay, now look. Since you don't listen to Linda about getting married, at least take that thing around your neck to push when something happens.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas or visit mso.org.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. We are the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. We are nearly 1 million strong and growing stronger every day. Join us on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. at Summerfest Southgate as we come together for the Making Strides of Milwaukee Walk. Whether you walk for a survivor, in the memory of a loved one, or to support the American Cancer Society, you bring us closer to a future free from breast cancer. Are you ready to join the #1 breast cancer movement in the country, right here in Milwaukee? Sign up for free today at www.makingstrideswalk.org/MilwaukeeWI.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you can save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We are back. You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, the only station that's going to give you live consecutive hours and hours and hours of Black Talk Radio here in the great city of Milwaukee. Again, this is your girl DT. So excited to be with y'all. Thank you so much, Truth Nation. I see you on YouTube. For some reason, it won't let me engage back with y'all. It's an operator issue. Trust me, I'm going to work on it. But I see y'all. I see you, Matthew. I see you, Tenso. Tenso, you liked that quote, didn't you? That James Baldwin quote, that hit different, didn't it? I see y'all. All right. We're going to go back to our Truth Talking text line. And then when we hear from Winky Blue, I'm going to go into why I am not going to say the individual's name. And I hope that as a communication coach, you will take this free insight and advice and use it accordingly if you choose so. In the meantime, Winky Blue, thank you so much for your patience. You were live with your girl DT. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. What is your question or comment?
Well, I have a question to you, and I have a comment. First of all, my comment is that black men. Well, let me just go. Let me just do this. I know I only got a few seconds. Listen, I keep hearing callers talk about the Republicans and black Republicans, homosexuals and homophobic. Listen, there's just as many Republicans that are homosexual as there are Democrats. The only difference is that the homosexual Republican has somewhat a conviction about his sexuality, and he stays in the closet. And it's just as many, and to see, we as the Democrats, is just as many Democrats that are against homosexuality as there are Republicans that are against homosexuality. If you think I'm lying, all you got to do is look at Petition 8 out in California. When they did 8, they shot it down. The whole California shot it down. Now that had to take Democrats and Republicans to say, no, we don't want no same-sex marriage here in this state. Okay, so that tells you that it's not just see what's happening here. DT, is that white people have given the black people the torch and the flag to carry it, because black people are not even the recipients of the finances that come down the pipe through these foundations for the LGBTQ. Most of those things are given to white people, even the AIDS project and stuff that map in Milwaukee. The black people don't get that money. Those people are racist. They got the black man carrying the torch again.
Hey, Winky Blue, I got a question. I got a question for you, Winky Blue.
I gotta go. Let's say there's no God, DT. Let's say there's no heaven.
I got a question, though.
Let's say there's no hell. Let's say
wait a minute, hold on.
Devil. This is how I know that the lifestyle is wrong. It's wrong against the law, the very law of nature. Nature says it's wrong. Take it, extract God and the devil out of it. Extract sin out of it. And let's just see what the law of nature says, okay? That's where I'm at. Then I have a question for you.
All right, Winky Blue, thank you. Thank you so much for your call. I gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go to our next. I didn't understand why we needed to talk about sexual orientation. I didn't understand the relevance of sexual orientation. Look, whatever lifestyle, whatever orientation your sexuality is, whether you agree or not, let people love who they want to love. If you don't like it, you ain't got to like it. Excuse my grammar. But we talking about an attack on black. Let me just say this really quick. I remember the movie Boys in the Hood. And there's a scene at the beginning of the movie. And I forget the little boy's name. Anywho, Trey. So Trey and his friends were walking after school and they came across a corpse. And one of the little girls that was part of the crew, she said, bullets don't have any eyes. And here we are talking about military presence. Our vice president has told the country on a podcast that there's going to be a crackdown on liberals and liberal politicians. HBCUs received bomb threats. What does someone's sexual orientation have to do with this? A bullet is not going to be like, oh, there goes a transgender. Oh, there goes a homosexual. Oh, black folks. Come on now. But Winky Blue, appreciate you tuning in your call. Now, let me go back to why I'm not going to say this individual's name. And I've been receiving a lot of positive reception based on the James Baldwin quote that I shared before break. And Glenn, please keep me honest, because I know we're having a very, very engaging show today. So if I'm going over, just let me know, Glenn. We talked about it. Let me just read. First, let me reread James Baldwin quote. Then I'm going to go into why I'm not talking about a certain individual. And then I'm going to read some quotes that individual stated on their last podcast. Oh, Glenn just told me I got to go to break. All right, y'all. Cliffhanger. We're going to take a break. I promise we come back. But before break, I'm going to read the James Baldwin quote one more time. James Baldwin stated, "We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and my right to exist." This is Truth in the Afternoon. We come back. You don't have to say a certain person's name, but you can still focus, as John stated earlier. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Are you looking for ways to give back to your local community? Use volunteerwisconsin.org to find opportunities to volunteer your time with organizations making a difference near you. As we celebrate United Ways Month, we're also celebrating you. Visit volunteerwisconsin.org or get in touch with your local United Way or Volunteer Center to find out more about local opportunities to get involved. VolunteerWisconsin.org is hosted by United Way of Wisconsin and Serve Wisconsin. Paid for by United Way of Wisconsin.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
You ever notice how the phrase 9 to 5 sounds just so old school? That's because in 2025, the 9 to 5 is as outdated as a rotary phone. Let's be real. The world has changed, and the way we work has changed with it. The gig economy is booming. Folks are making money on their own terms, driving Ubers, delivering DoorDash, freelancing, and side hustling their way to the bag. And then there's the work-from-home revolution. People are clocking in from their kitchen tables, their favorite coffee shops, or even the beach. Laptops open, pajamas on, productivity up. The virtual office is now the new corner office, and the only commute is from the bed to the desk. Let's not forget about the digital nomads, those bold souls who turn the world into their workplace. They're sending emails from Bali, closing deals in Barcelona, and living life on their own schedule. No time clock, no cubicle, just Wi-Fi and a dream. And 21st century entrepreneurship, well, it's a whole new game. You can launch a business from your phone, build a brand on Instagram, and make more in a week than some folks do in a month without even punching a clock. So who's still working that old 9 to 5 job? People who are resistant to change or maybe just can't adapt. The future belongs to the flexible, the creative, the hustlers who know how to make technology work for them. The 9 to 5, well, that's a museum piece. The real action is happening outside the box, where freedom and opportunity are just a click away.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
on 94. We've got backups stretching all the way back to Highway F. An earlier accident that happened right around Moreland Road that was blocking a lane has been cleared, so things should start getting better. Beyond that, we've got more delays from about 84th Street through the stadium. The westbound side backing up from 27th Street all the way through to Hawley Road, back on the brakes through the Zoo Interchange all the way past Moreland Road. So it's going to be a slow ride east and westbound on 94. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 77 at the lake, 83 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Green Bay Packers lead the NFC North at 2-0 after wins over Detroit and Washington. They'll head to Cleveland next Sunday to face the Browns at noon. The Brewers win their series against the Cardinals but lose the final game of the series 3-2.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. Riley O'Brien avenges his blown save from yesterday, closes the door on the Brewers today. Your final 3-2, St. Louis.
The Brew will now host the Angels for a 3-game set. Brewers sit at 91-59 atop the MLB. Badger football fell to Alabama 38-14. The Badgers are now 2-1 on the season and will head back home to face Maryland next Saturday. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Nick Edition. Gotta love it. Good afternoon. You are listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, viewing us. You can stream all of your favorite Truth Nation shows live on YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. I see y'all, Truth Nation, in the YouTube message board. We've been talking about the most recent state of Black America. Black unemployment continues to rise. HBCUs are being targeted with bomb threats. Black women in highly visible business critical roles are continuing to be either demoted or terminated, including Federal Reserve Governor Cook. So what's we gonna do, y'all? Well, I'll tell you what I'm not gonna do. And Matthew, this is for you, because I see your comment in the YouTube chat board or message box, however you want to classify it. So I said I refuse to say a certain individual's name. And Matthew said, say his name and show his picture, because they, and I quote, damn for sure going to show yours. Well, first, Matthew, I ain't hard to find. I'm what you call a public figure. I serve no man. No man. I know who protects me at all times. But not everybody believes that, and I'm with you. So let me just share with you why I won't say the individual's name ever. Because, see, Matthew, as a leader, I focus on ideas, not individuals. Because every time I write, well, I don't write checks, but anytime I pay a bill, and I got a lot of bills, I got a lot of accounts payables, y'all. There's not one individual, whether they like me or not, I'm looking around, that helps me pay these bills, pay these Williams. I don't even have bills, y'all. I got Williams. I'm like Drake. Well, I don't have Drake's money, but I can relate. My role, especially here on The Truth, is to address issues, to listen to you, not promote personalities. So by not saying his name, I'm making it clear that this is about the larger ideas and the impact they have. Racism has existed way before that individual was even thought of. So I'm not here to amplify one individual. Y'all can, but DT is not. Saying someone's name only adds to their visibility and platform. Let me tell you this, however you feel about President Donald Trump, he is a marketing genius. He wants you to not like him. He wants you to say his name. He loves it. See, I choose to focus on the harm of the rhetoric, the impact that it has on our community, not the person or persons that are spreading it. Are y'all with me? We live in a time where naming certain individuals will and has, as we've seen, invite unnecessary threats, attacks, hostility, and online harassment. I don't have time for that. I am a protector of my peace. So my brother Matthew and everybody else, Truth Nation, please understand I am protecting my safety and my peace because that's what's a priority to me. I cannot be a community advocate leader. I cannot be the effective communication coach if every time I open my mouth to speak, certain individuals' names come out of my mouth. I'm not interested in fueling controversy for the sake of ratings or clicks. I'm just not. I get plenty of attention by spreading love and positivity, checking out my people, making people smile. When I used to co-host Truth Be Told with DT and Telly, I shared some of y'all, I wouldn't mind being a professional comedian. My mission is to be a force of positivity, to make people smile, to make people laugh, to be, when I come in the room, people light up because yes, we're going to be entertained. We're going to be inspired. I'm not perfect, but I'm not about to give somebody who, and I quote, let me get the quote. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact. Now, this was said by this individual in 2023. During the most recent or last podcast that was broadcasted, the last episode, the entire segment was devoted to false rhetoric regarding black people. And I quote, the ever increasing amount of black crime, and this was all false here, 1 in 22 black men will be a murderer in their lifetime. By the age of 23, half of all black males have been arrested and not enough of them have been arrested. I'll repeat, not enough of them have been arrested. I'm supposed to say that person's name? See, I'm keeping the attention where it belongs, my brother, on the real life impact that these ideologies, these falsehoods, these rhetorics, these claims that are just ridiculous, how they impact our community, especially when black women are being portrayed as non-critical thinkers. Let me tell you one thing about being a black woman. I've been a black woman for 49 years. And I've worked for some of the top Fortune 100 companies, and I've been a business owner successful for 8 consecutive years. Praise to God. I have to work 20 times hard because, see, being a black woman in America is like being black twice. I'll say that again for the folks in the back that didn't hear me. Being a black woman in this country is like being black twice. So I'm good on saying the person's name and putting their picture and no weapon formed. I didn't say they won't be formed. But Brother Matthew and all the rest of Truth Nation, please trust and believe. Weapons will be formed, but they will not prosper against me. I can't speak for you. But I am staying out of these culture wars. I am focusing on my safety and well-being as well as those are important to me, including you. And I'm not amplifying somebody who didn't care about me. to the point where they're telling their followers that black men are murderers and black women are ignorant. They're dumb. I can't tell you how many of my white colleagues and white friends and white brothers and sisters, and even those at the C-suite level, call me and ask for guidance, consultation, leadership. But that's neither here nor there. The Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. Our Truth Talking text line is blowing up. Now, some of these I can't read. Fawn says, black women show love homosexuals, SMH. I hate when you guest host Dr. Ken. Turn me off, brother. Dr. Ken, I'll be back tomorrow. I love everybody. And I love you. You are listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. See, this is what I'm talking about. And it'd be your own people. But anyway, I love y'all very much. I hope you can feel it through the airwaves. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, we gonna be all right. I love you, Fonz. Be blessed. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, your guest host, DT, the Effective Communication Coach. Stay locked in. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Talk to these people in terms of, how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the First Time Home Buyer Education Workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at HAWS Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact HAWS of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. This is your girl, DT. What a great show. Can I tell y'all have made my Monday a good day. Like my brother Ice Cube said, today was a good day because of y'all. Thank you so much for listening while I'm holding the fort down. Shout out to our great producer, Glenn, on the ones and twos. I receive all the love from y'all. And even if you don't agree or like hearing my voice, look, all you got to do is change the channel. But you know you're not. You know you're still listening. It's okay. I have that effect on men. You tell me you don't want to hear my voice, but you steadily calling my phone. I'm just playing. All right, we've got callers waiting. I am so sorry, y'all, because y'all been patient. And I look, y'all, this is live radio. But I appreciate y'all. We got Eastside Corey. We're going to go to Eastside Corey first, and then we're going to hear from the caller. Eastside Corey, you are live with your girl DT on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. What is your question or comment?
Oh, I got goosebumps. Gang, girl. I love you so much. But when you are on the patrol, I stand right up and go, uh-oh, here we go. Let's do this. I don't know exactly how everything works. But this network and this radio station is an outlet, is a blessing and a half. I can't even tell you. It relieves the pressure and gives this little town a voice that is a big voice. Can we please just get off the homosexual thing, because I happen to be gay, but I also happen to be involved in my community, and all opinions are welcome on this station. However, we need female energy, female black energy such as yours, to have a permanent spot somewhere on this station, please. I know you're bouncing around and doing your thing, and I know that that's by choice, but Madame, we need you to stay put just for a little while, maybe 6 months, so we can zero in on and focus. You hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, and I so appreciate everything that you are saying. Thank you so much for your call. And just know this. First of all, Glenn, can we just take that clip from the caller? And I'm sorry. Yeah, the caller. No, that was Eastside Corey. My bad. Can we just take that and send that to send it to leadership? No, in all seriousness, thank you so much for saying that. I love radio. I love talk radio. I have been involved in radio professionally. Even when I was in middle school, I used to do junior broadcasting. So that means so much to me. And I so appreciate you acknowledging our mission here at The Truth, which is to provide the valuable voice to those who are traditionally unheard. And we do need more female voices. So look, Eastside Corey, I got you. We working on it. More to come. But DT ain't going nowhere, sisters. I promise. And as far as the homosexuality reference, let me just say this. You can have your opinion on anything. You don't have to agree with me, or I just can't, as a talk radio show host, because there are people who listen just like you, Eastside Corey, that are openly queer. And I just can't allow, and I'm not saying that was Winky Blue's intention. Let me be clear. Because Winky Blue is one of our valued listeners, and we love all of our valued listeners. And so I want to be clear. I'm not accusing Winky Blue of being homophobic or whether his ideals and values regarding homosexuality is wrong or right. As a community advocate, it is my responsibility to make sure that everyone feels valued and loved and respected. So we're going to keep doing what we do here at The Truth. And thank you so much again. I appreciate your call, and I love and appreciate Winky Blue. All right. The caller, you're next. You're live with DT on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken. Then we'll go to George. What's your question or comment?
And DT, you're always live, definitely effective, impactful, and inspiring. And so, to Eastside Corey's point, yes, decision makers, you definitely need Ms. Thomas on air as much as possible, even if she is out of town. Whatever equipment that you guys need to find as a day one listener, the day that this station came on, the day that I heard her voice, I began to listen to the station more. And as a very frequent caller, I listen to it a little bit less when you're not available. So keep inspiring, and I think it will be great for up-and-coming young black queens to hear your voice more often. So if the platform could provide that in some kind of way to maybe classrooms or whatever they could do where young people can see the furthest extent of freedom, which I tell you every time I talk to you, that you exercise, where you're everywhere doing everything, but you still come back home to invest in where you got so much from and where you always say you blossom. So that's my verbal hug for you today. You
Thank
know, I got
you.
many more for you.
Oh my gosh, you're
And
gonna
keep
make me
doing what you're
cry.
doing. Don't cry. No crying. No crying. That's just a
Thank you,
verbal hug. I
Fed.
don't need you to cry.
Yeah,
Keep
cries
being you
of
and keep doing
tears
what
of
you're doing.
joy.
Yeah, you can do
Listen,
that. Just one.
I so appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for your call. Look, y'all, that means everything. And before we go to George, the caller, I so appreciate you saying that. And it's funny you say that because that's actually what I've been saying. I'm like, we need more women on The Truth. That's a fact. And it's not intentional. It's not intentional because there's a lot of folks that just don't like to talk and don't like to be on air. I am not one of those individuals. So I'm going to keep doing what I do. And you're right, the caller. Milwaukee is, and always will be home. I claim 3 cities: Evansville, Indiana, Chicago, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Can't nobody say nothing bad about Milwaukee in front of me because we're going to have some problems. Milwaukee, I am forever indebted to, and I will continue to come back. And the caller, just like I said earlier, just in case you didn't hear, I will be back in Milwaukee next week, broadcasting live. When and on what show? Stay tuned. But I will be back in the mill next week. All right, George, thank you so much for your patience. You were live with your girl DT on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. What is your question or comment?
I got a comment. I'm down with you, DT. Haters gonna hate, ain't that what they say? So you keep doing your thing. You're a beautiful sister, and it's a reason why they coming after you, sisters, because they know that you got strong backbones and y'all hold up our communities, and y'all support the Democratic Party more than anybody, more than us brothers, more than anybody, and they can't stand that. So you keep doing your thing. You keep being a voice for the righteous, and I love you. That's all I got to say. Bye-bye.
Thank you, George. I love you too. I love you very much. I love all of our listeners. And we need to keep saying that more to each other. Seriously. Because it means a lot when I receive love, which then it's so infectious, I pay it forward. Now, just one quick clarification, George, because I can't speak for the entire Truth Nation, Good Karma brands. How do I want to say this? INDEPENDENT. What you know about me? I am independent when it comes to voting. You got it live from DT. I am independent because my feelings that got hurt over these past elections. So I'm just now being more intentional. I'm doing more research. I'm voting for the person who I feel is going to match what they say, do what they say for the betterment and the uplifting and preservation of my people. of my country, of my state. INDEPEN. That's what I am, y'all. All right. We're going to take, actually, you know what? Glenn, is it time to go already? Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. When the music cues, that means my time is up. I love you so much, Truth Nation. Thank you so much for tuning in. Dr. Ken will be back tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to be back on The Truth all next week. You know I'm going to crash Sherwin's show too. You know I'm going to crash that show because we got to get that relationship segment back on the air. Make it a great day, y'all. Make it a great week. Tell somebody you love them. I love you. Have a great evening. Be safe. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace out.